Good evening. Let us start the embedded systems DET 3102. Course outcomes, students will be able to select relevant microcontroller for various industrial applications. Students will be able to use embedded C programming language to maintain the embedded system. Students will be able to interpret the communication standards for embedded systems. Students will be able to develop basic applications for embedded systems. Students will be able to interpret features of real-time operating systems. Okay. So these are the course outcomes for embedded systems. So we have started programming embedded systems. There is a language we have selected for or generally used, most popular is embedded C. Why embedded C? That we have discussed in the previous few lectures. Let us have the details about arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators in the C as well as embedded C. So there is a table which is having the operator, then operation due to that operator, and example is there. So operator is plus symbol, plus operator. It is for addition operation. An example A equal to B plus C, where A is a variable, B is a variable, C is a variable, or B and C may be constants, but A must be variable because A has to be assigned the value, so it must be variable. All ABC should be of same data type. So this is operator. Plus addition. For addition, the operator is plus sign. Similarly, minus subtraction. Minus sign is for subtraction. A is equal to B minus C. So B and C must be variable, A must be variable. B and C may be constants, but A must be variable. Okay. Because we are assigning the value to the A, so A must be variable. So this is about subtraction, addition and subtraction. Addition is plus sign, subtraction is minus sign, and these are the examples. A equal to B plus C, A equal to B minus C. These are the examples, the respective examples of addition and subtraction. Similarly, there will be a star symbol which is used for asterisk symbol which is used for multiplication. For multiplication, asterisk or star symbol is used. A is equal to B star C, B into C, B asterisk C. Here A is a variable, B and C are variable, or B and C may be constants, but A must be variable because we are assigning the product value multiplication output B into C to A. So this is the multiplication asterisk, and we can write the example like this: A equal to B into C, B star B asterisk C. So this is slash, which is used for division. So this operation is division. A is equal to B slash C. It is not backslash, huh? This is slash. Okay. So A equal to B by C, B slash C. Again, A is a variable, B and C may be variable, or B and C may be constants. A must be variable because we are assigning the outcome to the A. Then there is a percentage sign or percentage symbol which is used for mod operation, and A is equal to B percentage C, B mod C. Okay. A is equal to B mod C. Here the remainder is skipped. Okay. This is the mod operation. So operators are plus sign addition, minus sign subtraction, star sign or asterisk sign multiplication, then slash sign. It is not backslash, it is slash. It is slash sign, it is a division, and percentage sign, it is mod operator. So these are the arithmetic operators. This we have seen the arithmetic operators, and this we have seen in the programs also. We have used in the programs. Arithmetic operators we have used in the programs. Then logical operators. Logical operators. In logical operators, as we know in digital logics, there are ANDing, there are ORing, there are inverting, complementing operations are there. Similarly, XORing is there, just like ORing there is XORing, and not we are call it as invert or complement. Similarly, there is a shifting operation in the digital form numbers. So logical operators are ANDing is there, double ampersand without any space in between, double ampersand, double and. ORing operation, two vertical lines, and not is one exclamatory line, exclamatory mark. Okay. So that ampersand is shift 7, isn't it? On number 7 button, if you have shift operation, then it will be typing ampersand. And for vertical line, it is shift backslash. Okay. It is near enter key. Okay. And for not on one number button which is having 1, shifted operation is exclamatory mark. So and double or double vertical line, not is single exclamatory mark. Ampersand ampersand, vertical line, and not is single exclamatory mark. And we know ANDing, ORing or not inverting. This is for logical operators, and this we can do for complete register, not single bit. This we can do for complete register. This is there in the C programming also. This is also there in the C programming. C programming मध्ये सुद्धा हे आहे आणि ते आपल्याला एम्बेडेड मध्ये पण वापरता येईल. हे कंप्लीट रजिस्टर, सपोज देयर इज अ 1 byte 1 word, that for complete byte 1 byte or second one more byte, we can have the ANDing operation, ORing operation, XORing operation, etc. But for 1 byte we can have the inverting operation, not. Okay. So this is for 1 byte, 1 register. Okay. Similarly, bit level operators are there. Bitwise operator it is called. Bitwise operator. So what is bitwise operator? Suppose there are bits 1 0 1 0 0 1 0 1. So these are the bits. Total 8 bits. So only single bit can be having the logical operation. So this is called bitwise operation. So in bitwise operation there is a AND operation, single ampersand. There is a OR operation, single vertical line. There is a XOR operation, single cap. There is an inverter operation, single sinusoidal symbol. And there is a shift right operation, greater than 2 times. Shift left operation, less than 2 times. Okay. And again, AND is ampersand, ampersand is shift 7 number key. Key is having 7 number. And OR shift and backslash key. XOR shift and 6 key. Key is having 6 number. Inverter is shift and the first key below escape or before 1 number key, and shift right is less than near m there is less than, and this shift right is greater than. Okay, and shift left is less than, which is near m letter on the keyboard. So this is about the bitwise operators. What bitwise operator does? It is operating on single bit. Bitwise operation is possible. Instead of logical operator double ampersand for AND, it is single ampersand for AND. Single AND. And in logical operation, double vertical lines are for OR. In bitwise operator, it is single vertical line. In case of logical operator, not is exclamatory mark, whereas in case of bitwise operator, inverter is there for bitwise operation. And for right shift, double less greater than one, greater than sign, and for the shift left, double less than sign. So this is tabulated again. Operator is there and operation is there. Single ampersand for bitwise and vertical, single vertical line for bitwise, or it is also called inclusive OR. Simple OR is inclusive OR. And one more OR is there, that is cap is there. It is a bitwise XOR. It is exclusive OR, bitwise exclusive. Then there is less than left shift. Then there is a greater than right shift. Then there is a sinusoidal symbol, that is ones complement. So single AND is a bitwise AND. Single vertical line is a bitwise or inclusive OR, bitwise inclusive OR. Cap is there, which is bitwise XOR or bitwise exclusive OR. Less than sign is there, left shift. Greater than is there, it is right shift. And this sinusoidal like symbol is there, that is ones complement or inverting. So these are the logical operators and their operations. All these are bitwise operators. Bitwise operators. Example is shown here, just to understand how they are working. Example is shown. If you observe this table, what is there in the table? We have studied all this in the digital electronics, digital techniques in third semester, isn't it? Previous year. It is very simple. The digital theory we are knowing, but how to write in the program, that we are speaking now. What is digital theory? Suppose there is one bit, we call it as A, another bit we call it as a B. Then combination of A and B will be either A0, B0, either A0, B1, or A1, B0, or A1, B also 1. So the combinations are 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. And in that case, suppose we are having A and B operation, A ampersand B, A ampersand B. In software we are writing A ampersand B. So A is a variable name, B is a variable name, and it is having ampersand operation in between them. And that is meaning A and B, bitwise and it. Okay. So if you consider this column A and B, then what is the bitwise operation? Is 0A, 0B, ending will be 0. 0A, 1B, ending will be 0, 1, ending is 0. 1A, 0B, again ending is 1 and 0 is 0. A is 1, B is 1, ending is 1 and 1 is 1. So this is the output or outcome of A and B. A and B outcome will be for 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. So this is A and B in this example, A and B. Similarly, if you consider this column A or B, in case of A or B, there will be a vertical line B in the program. In program we will write a vertical line B, and A and B are already defined variables. So if A is 0, B is 0, A vertical line B or A or B is 0. A is 0, B is 0, A or B is 0. A is 0, B is 1, A or B is 1. A is 1, B is 0, A or B is 1. Either of 2 is 1, it is 1. Both are 0, then 0. Both are 1, A is 1, B is 1. A or B is 1. This is ORing operation. In ANDing operation, both must be 1, then it will be 1. Either of 2 or 2, both are 0, then output is 0. In ORing condition, if both are 0, then 0. If any one is 1 or both 1, our output are 1. So this is ORing. Similarly, XORing, A XOR B. A XOR B, A cap B. A cap B should be written in the program, but its meaning is A XOR B. So in A XOR B, the number of bits A and B are 2. Out of these, odd number of bits are 1 or even number of bits are 1. Odd number of bits are 1, then output is 1. So here 0 number of bits are 1, so output is 0. Even number of bits are 1. Here 1 number of bits are 1, so 1 is odd, so output is 1. Similarly, 1 number of bits, there are 2 number of bits, 1 and 0. Out of that, 1 number of bits is 1, so output is 1. Both 2 number of bits are 1, so 2 is the even number, so output is again 0. Number of bits are even, output is 0. Number of bits are odd, output is high. Number of high bits are odd, output is high. Number of high bits are even, output is low. So this is XOR. So we have seen AND, we have seen OR, we have seen XOR. Similarly, we will see complement. What is there in the complement? B complement. So we are considering B column or B variable. What is there in the B complement or B inverter or that sinusoidal symbol B? This is a complement. B inverter, B complement. If B is a 0, B complement is 1. If B is a 1, B complement must be 0. B is a 0, B complement is 1. B is a 1, B complement is 0. Okay. If B value is 0, B complement is 1. If B value is 1, B complement is 0. So this is the NOT operation or complement operation. Okay. So this is just to have understanding how to write the program. So B ampersand 1 is the one command, B vertical line, A vertical line B is the another command, A cap B is also XORing command. This sinusoidal symbol B is also a bitwise inverter or complement command. Okay. So this is just to understand how to write the command in case of logical operation. Now, in logical operation or suppose C is equal to A less than 2. So it is left shift by 2. Less than whatever number is there, this number is how many times it is to be performed. Now what to perform? Shift left. Shift left. Direction of the less than or greater than. That direction is either shift this side or this side. Now here it is left side. So shift left. How many times? Number is given 2 times. A is a number. Suppose 3B is a number. 0 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 3B. 0 0 1 1 is 3. 1 0 1 1 is B. A is a number. Now we are shifting A left by 2 times, by 2 number, 2 times. So we are shifting left by 2 times. So this bit is shifted 1, 2 times. So this bit is also shifted 1, 2 times. Similarly, this is shifted 1, 2 times. This is shifted 1, 2 times. Okay. The shifting is there. So this bit goes 2 times here. This is going 2 times left here. Sorry, this 0. 0 is 2 times left here. This 1 is 2 times left here. 1 is here. 1 is here. What about this? These empty spaces are filled with 0. These are not these 0. This is by chance it is showing. Empty spaces are always filled with 0. Now this becomes 1 1 1 0, that is E, 1 1 0 0, that is C. So it is becoming EC. The 3B, whenever left shifted by 2, becomes EC. Okay, by left shifting. So this is left shifting. Similarly for right shifting, suppose in left shifting we are having the C, by mistake it is written A, or shifting of A is becoming, A is also modified, that is not issue. Whenever A is shifted, A is also become EC from 3B. Now suppose in the D, B 4 times right shifted is there. Right shift B by 4. Suppose B is 96, 0x 96. So 1 0 0 1 is 9 and 0 1 1 0 is 6, 96. Then if we right shift by 4, shift it by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it comes here. It is coming 1 shift, 2 shift, 3 shift, 4 shift. This is 1 shift, 2 shift, 3 shift, 4 shift. 1 shift, 2 shift, 3 shift, 4 shift. Okay. 1 shift, 2 shift, 3 shift, 4 shift. So this 1 goes here, 4 shifted. This 0 goes here, 4 shifted. This 0 goes here, 4 shifted. And 1 goes here, 4 shifted. So these 4 values going to these 4 values. What about the remaining 4 values? It will be added with zeros. Okay. These are not shifted here. These are added with 0. These are shifted 4 times here. Okay. So shift right by 4 times. So this is about shifting operation. What is the shifting operation? Shift the bit on the specified direction, either right side or left side, by how many numbers it is mentioned. By how many numbers we have to shift? Either 4 times we have to shift, 2 times we have to shift, 3 times we have to shift, 1 time we have to shift, that is mentioned. So left shift number or right shift number will give shift, okay, in that particular direction. What is the implication or outcome of the shift? So after shifting, the empty spaces are filled with 0, and after shifting we will get altogether new number. Okay, because empty spaces are filled with 0, so we will get numbers value changed. So 96 in this case becomes 09. Okay, 0 and this is 9. 9 is shifted 4 times on the left side. So MSB, the upper hex number becomes lower hex number, and upper hex number is 0 because it is entered with, stored with 0. So 96 becomes 09. Okay. In logical operation, shift right 4 times. Shift right 4 times the logical operation. Here the MSB of the hex becomes LS side and MS side becomes 0 in the hex. Okay, so this is about the logical operation. Okay, we have seen bitwise operation, we have seen all the logical operation, ampersand is there, a vertical line is there, then sinusoidal operation is there bitwise. Okay. And then cap is there for a exclusive or double less than is there, double greater than is there for shifting left, shifting right, and sinusoidal is for ones complement. These are the operations, these are the operators, these are the operators. So we have seen arithmetic operators, we have seen the logical operators. In logical operators, we are having the C-like logical operator which work on the byte, and we are having the operator bitwise. Bitwise logical operators are also there, and we are very much use. These are very much useful in our embedded C program because we are handling bitwise or bit level operations. So we can have the bit level logical operation. So bit level logical operation is very important in embedded C program because we are operating with bit level logic. So more fine operations are there. So shifting left, shifting right we have seen. So after this arithmetic and logic uh, instructions, we will shift to we'll check the timers and counters in 8051 microcontroller and its applications. Timers and counters. As we know, in microcontroller internally timers are there and which are very much useful in the delays in the execution. Now, delays and executions can be achieved. Delays in the executions can be achieved with software commands also, and delays in the execution also can be achieved with the timers. Okay, so that's why timers are also important. And in case of timer delays, these delays are more accurate than the software delays. Many of the microcontroller applications require counting of external events. External event counting are there in the operations. What are these counting? External application of the external object counting. External object counting will be if we are having the conveyor belt, and on that conveyor belt number of boxes are moving. After manufacturing, the boxes are moving into the store. And suppose by chance we are storing the number into the timer and we can vary that number of the timer by detecting that box on the conveyor belt. Conveyor belt is having number of boxes, counters. Okay, that counts the number of boxes. Instead of timer, we must have counter. Okay, that counts the number of boxes, isn't it? So, is one of the example. Okay, so some boxes are moving on the conveyor belt and those boxes are detected by some sensor. One box goes in front of sensor, second box goes from the center sensor, third box goes. These boxes are counted 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So these are counters. This is an example of counter. Then there will be timer also. So for making the generating the delays, there will be timers. Timers will be filled with number, and that number is reduced one by one by along with the clock pulse, with the help of clock pulse, and then these numbers when become zero, then there will be end of the timers. That much delay we can generate. So this is for time, use of timers. So these are the applications, timers and counters. So many microcontrollers. So this timer can also be generated by software. Software based timers are also there. But there is inaccuracy in the software based timer. Whereas hardware based timers which use the timers are more accurate as far as the time waveform is considered, or time measurement is considered, or time is considered. It is more accurate. Hardware timers are more accurate than software timers. So many of the microcontroller applications require counting of external events. Okay, many of the microcontrollers applications require counting of the external events such as frequency of pulse train and generation of precise internal time delays between computer actions. So counting of external events are there for frequency of pulse trains. So there are number of pulses from sensors. One pulse, second pulse, third pulse, fourth pulse are coming. And this frequency of pulse trains can be found out or measured. And in that case, counting is required. One pulse, second pulse, third pulse. How many pulses have gone elapsed? So counter is there, counting is there. And similarly, generation of precise internal timer delays. Precise, accurate. Generation of accurate internal time delays between computer actions. One computer action takes place, then delay will be there, and then second computer. Okay. Output A, then delay output FF, or 5-5. Output 5-5, delay output FF. So delay is required. In that, generation of precise delay, internal time delay between computer actions. Various computer actions, very precise delay is required. Accurate delay. In that case, the hardware is used. Microcontroller application require counting and hardware counting and timing for external events. Both pulse train generation and delay can be implemented by software technique. Okay, we can use the software technique, and using that both pulse train generation and delays can be implemented using this software technique. Okay, so both the pulse train generation and delay can be implemented without going for software technique. Only hardware technique can be used. This timer system. But in pulse train generation and delays, the software loops for counting and timing used will not give exact result. Rather than more important functions are not done. Okay. Exact results it will not give. Okay. To avoid these problems, accuracy problems, to avoid these problems, timers and counters in the microcontrollers are better options for simple low cost applications. To avoid these problems, the timers and counters in the microcontroller are there. Timers and counters in the microcontroller. They are better options. They are better options for simple and low cost applications. For simple and low cost applications. To avoid these problems, timers and counters in the microcontrollers are better options for simple and low cost applications. Simple applications and low cost. The microcontroller are having timer counters, those are better. We can use this. We can use the software also, but better options are, low cost options are these timer counters, and they are accurate also. These timers and counters are used as interrupts also in 8051 microcontroller. So we can use it as a timer, we can use it as a counter, we can use it as for in case of interrupts also. Okay. So this is about the timers and counters. Timers and counters in 8051 microcontroller and their applications. If you see, there are two 16-bit timers. In 8051 there are two 16-bit timers. So timers are 1 and 2. Both are 16-bit. 8-bit, 8-bit 16, 8-bit, 8-bit 16. There are two 16-bit timers and counters. They are always timers and counters. Same register can be used for timer or same register can be used for count. If you load the count and use the external pulse train or T clock cycle, then we can provide the timer by loading the number. We can provide the timer, or we can take the external pulse train on certain pin and we can count it, change the content of the counter with each pulse. So this becomes counter. So either timer or counter. There are two 16-bit timer counters. 16-bit counter timers are two, T0 and T1 in 80 microcontroller, 8051 microcontroller. 8051 microcontroller has two timers or two counters. The timer 0 and timer 1. Their names are timer 0, timer 1, T0, T1. Both timers consist of 16-bit register. Both the timers are consisting of 16-bit register. Okay, the registers are 16-bit. So number of bits in each timer are 16-bit. 8-bit, 8-bit, 16-bit. This timer 8-bit, 8-bit, 16-bit. In which the lower byte is stored in the TL and higher byte is stored in the TH. So in case of timer, okay, two timers are there, timer 0, timer 1. These timers are two 8-bit timers, 16-bit timers. So this timer, 8-bit timer and 8-bit timer are divided into TL0 and TH0 or TL1 and TH. Okay. TL and TH. The lower byte is stored in TL, higher byte is stored in TH. Timer low, timer high. Okay. TL and TH. Timer low 0, timer high 0, timer low 1, timer high 1. So these are the two 16-bit timers which are divided into 8-bit each as a low and high byte. Timer low and timer high. So these 16-bit timers each are divided into 2 bytes. One 16-bit timer is there, T0, another 16-bit timer is there, T1. Two timers are there, each are having 16-bit capacity, and both T0 and T1 are divided each into timer low and timer high. Okay, and their names are given as TL0, TH0 and TL1, TH1. TL0 is 8-bit, TH0 is 8-bit. Similarly, TL1 is 8 bit, TL TH1 is 8 bit. TL1 is 8 bit, TH1 is 8 bit. So lower timer and higher timer are like this. The timer are 2 P0 T1, both are 16 bit registers, and we know timer register we can have the number, and according to the timer pulses cycles, that number decreases and becomes 0, then timer completes, or overflows FF, timer completes. Either way you can decrement or increment. Timer can be used as counter as well as for timing operation. Timer can be used as counter as well as for timing operation. That is depends on source of clock pulses to counter. That depends on source of clock pulses to counter. Okay. So this is timer. Timer can be used as counter as well as for timing operation. Timer is used for counter as well as timing operation. That depends on source clock pulses to counter. Okay. The source clock pulses to the counter. It depends on that, whether it is timer or counter. Timer and counter in 8051 and its application. Counters and timers in 8051 contains two special function registers. Counter and timer in 8051 microcontroller. This counter timer in 8051 microcontroller contains two special function registers. There are two special function registers in counter and timer. Okay. One is Tmod, another is Tcon. Timer mode register and timer control register. Tmod and Tcon. Counter and timer in 8051 microcontroller contains two special function registers. One is Tmod, timer mode register. Second is Tcon, timer control register. Tmod and Tcon. Timer mode register, timer control register. Counters and timers in 8051 microcontroller contains two special function registers. So if you consider first Tmod, timer mode register, Tmod, and second if you consider Tcon, that is timer control register. These are used for activating and configuring timers and counters. Tmod timer mode register and Tcon timer control registers are used for activating and configuring timers and counters. To activate the timer and counter, to configure the timer and counter, Tmod, that is timer mode register, and Tcon, that is timer control register, are used. So let us check Tmod first. Tmod. What is there in the Tmod? Timer mode control. Tmod. Timer mode control. So there are variety of the modes of operation of timer and its control. We can set, we can program the mode. Okay. The Tmod is 8-bit register. Tmod is 8-bit register. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tmod is 8-bit register used for selecting the timer. Which timer to be selected? Is there or counter? If counter is to be selected, is there, and mode of timers. So there is Tmod in the 8-bit register used for selecting the timer. This is the T mode in the register. So this T mode is having two parts also. One nibble is there, second nibble is there. One is timer 1 C1, second is timer 0 C0. One is timer 1 C1 oblique C1, second is timer 0 oblique C0. Two nibbles are there. One is for control operation of timer 0, another is for control option of timer 1. There are two timers, one is timer 0, one is timer 1. So this T mode or control, T mode or time mode control, it is having 8-bit register, and out of that 4 bits are allocated for timer 1, second 4 are allocated for timer 2, so timer 1 oblique C1, timer 0 oblique C0. These two parts. Each part has 4 bits. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they are same, similar. They are same, identical. The parts are same or identical. So what are the bits in those parts? One is a gate, second is C oblique T, third is M1, fourth is M0. One is a gate, one more is C1 oblique T. Then one is M1, another is M0. M1, M0 decides mode. So T mode is a 8-bit register used for selecting timer or counter and mode of timers. Mode of timers are also there. M0, M1. M0, M1. The lower 4 bits are used for control operation of timer 0. So this is for timer 0 and counter 0. Timer 0 and counter 0. And remaining 4 bits are used for control operation of timer 1 and counter 1. Timer 1 and counter 1. The register is present in SFR register. The register is present in SFR register. Special function register. Address for SFR register is 89. This register is present in SFR register. Address for this register is 89. Address for this particular register is 89. Suppose you want to access this register, then we have to use address 89. Simple. So timer mode control T mode is 8-bit register used for selecting timer or counter. You have to use it as a timer or you have to use it as a counter. And the mode of timers. Mode of the timer. M1, M2 is having 4 modes because it is a combination M0 and M1. Those can have 4 different numbers, isn't it? So 4 different combinations. Okay. So T mode is used for 8-bit register used for selecting timer and counter and mode of the timer. Lower 4 bits are used for control operation of timer 0 or counter 0, and remaining 4 bits are used for control operation of timer 1 or counter 1. The register is present in SFR register. Address for SFR register is 89. So now timer mode T mode is having the details. Timer mode or T mode is having the details. What are those? T mode is shown again, the same T mode, isn't it? The same T mode is shown here. Gate is there, C oblique T is there, M1 is there, M0. Gate is there, C oblique T is there, M1 is there, M0. The first four bits are for timer 1, C1, next four bits are timer 0, C0. So this is timer mode control, T mode. And what are these bits indicate? First is a gate. There is a gate bit. Okay, there is a gate bit, GAT, gate. And this gate bit is used in timer 1 as well as one more gate is there in the timer 0. So gate is here, timer 1, gate is here, timer 0. Both these gate. So that what this gate means? The gate bit is set to 0. Gate bit is set to 0. That means 0 is substituted in the gate. It starts and stops the software timer in the same way. In the same way, gate is set to 1. When gate bit is set to 0, it starts and stops the software timer in same way. Okay, software timer सारखा गेट जर 0 दिलात गेट बीट तर सॉफ्टवेअर टायमर सारखं स्टार्ट आणि स्टॉप. But gate is set to 1. Now gate is set to 1, it performs hardware timer. It becomes or performs the hardware timer. Okay, gate, first number. C oblique T. C oblique T. C oblique T bit is counter timer bit is there. Counter timer. C oblique T. Counter timer bit. If C oblique T bit is 1, it is acting as a counter mode. If C oblique T bit is 0, it is acting as a timer mode. For C oblique T bit, 0 is for timer, 1 is for counter. C oblique T bit 1 and 0. 1 is for acting counter mode. C oblique T bit is there when it is 0, it is acting as a timer mode. For timer mode, C oblique T bit is 0. For counter mode, C oblique T bit is 1. Then mode select bits. Mode select bits. We have seen the gate bit. We have seen the C oblique T bit, that is counter timer selection. In gate bit, this gate bit will be 0 or gate bit will be 1. We can set gate bit 0. Then it starts and stops the software, similar to software. It starts and stops similar to software. After gate bit, there is a C oblique T, simple it is, counter or timer. If it is 1, acting as a counter. If it is 0, acting as a timer. Then mode selection bits are there. Mode selection. So gate and C oblique T we have seen. In timer 1 and timer 0 both are there. Then there are two more bits, M1 and M0, for both timer 1 and timer 0. So M1 and M0 are mode select bits. M1 and M0 are mode select bits. Okay. M1 is a mode select bit. M0 is also mode select bit. M1 and M0 are mode select bit. What are the mode select bits doing? They are acting combinedly. They are utilized combinedly. They are set combinedly. As these two bits are set combinedly, they will have obviously 4 combinations. 0001 1011. So M0 and M1 or M1 and M0 are the mode select bits. M1 and M0 are mode select bits. With these bits we can select the mode. Okay. Gate we can select either timer or counter. Okay. Software timer or hardware timer. With the gate we can select software timer or hardware timer. With C oblique T we can select counter or timer. And in mode select there are two bits M1 and M0. Both are mode select bits. And in that case M1 equal to M1 and M0 are used to select timer operations in 4 modes. So obviously M1 and M0 are having total 4 different combinations. M1 and M0 are having total 4 different combinations. So these 4 combinations will offer 4 different modes. M1 and M0 are having 4 different modes. What are those modes? The timer mode, control T mode. The mode select bits are there. M1 and M0 both are mode select bits. M1 and M0 are used to select timer operation in 4 modes. कुठले कुठले 4 मोड्स आहेत M0 आणि M1 00 01 10 11. If M0 is 0 and M1 is 0, it is called mode M0. So that mode is also given the name M0, M1, M2, M3 or mode 0, mode 1, mode 2, mode 3. M0, M1 are 00, mode is 0. M0 and M1 01, mode is 1. M01 and M1 0, mode is 2. M0 is 1, M1 is 1, mode is 3. In this way we can set the mode or select the mode, use the mode. The timer mode control T mode has the mode selection bits. M1 and M0 are available selected. M1 and M0 are mode select bits are there selected. So M1 and M0 are used to select timer operation in 4 modes. M0 mode, M1 mode, M2 mode, M3 mode. If we select M1 mode, M0 mode, a timer will have pulses 13 bits, that is 2 cap 13, that is 8192. So what the timer pulses are there? Total 8192. If we go for mode 0, mode M0 with M0, M1, 00, the setting, then there will be 13 bits in the timer and only 13 bits will have the 8192 timing. Okay, pulses we can say 8192 pulses. If we go for M0, M1, 0 and 1 combination, that is M1 mode, this will be 16 bit. 2 raised to 16 is 6535 pulses. So 16 bit pulses will be there for mode 1, M1. So M0 is 1, M1 is 0, that is M2 mode. The M2 mode, it is having the 8 bit auto reload mode, 2 raised to 8, 256 pulses. 256 pulses. M0 and M1 both are 1 1. Both are 1 1. This is the mode M3 and this split the mode. It is split mode. The load the values in T1 automatically start the T2. T1. Load the values in T0 automatically and start the T1. So this is that mode. So we have seen the gate, we have seen the C oblique T. These are the two bits we can set into the timer mode, SFR, T mode, timer mode control bits are there. So there are two timers, T0 and T1, and they are having each timer T1 and T0 are having 4 bits. One is gate, both are having gate. One is C oblique T, both are having counter or timer selection. And one is M1, M0. These M1, M0 will have 2-4 operations combination. If gate is selected, it will select software or hardware counting timing. If C oblique T is selected, either counter or timer is selected. And if M1, M0 mode is selected, there are 4 modes. 13-bit mode is there, 16-bit mode is there, 8-bit auto reload mode is there, 2 raised to 8, 256%, and split mode is there. That is load the value into automatically and start T1. Load the value into T0 and that is automatically and start T1. Okay. So let us have this reference for the lecture, that is Embedded C by Pont MJ. Publisher is Addison Wellesley 2002, and 805 microcontroller and embedded systems by using assembly and C by Mohammad Ali Mazudi, Janice Gillis Mazudi, and T.C. Majdin Mazdi, and Rollin D. McMillan. This is publisher Prentice Hall Incorporated, second edition. Okay. Thank you. Be at home, be healthy, be safe. We have seen some of the timer counter details. We have seen arithmetic operations. We have seen the logical operations. We have seen the timer counter details. Some details will again continue in the next lecture tomorrow. So I am uploading both open source software, hardware and embedded system on the YouTube. If you want to access it, you can access it, and if you want to have the notes, you can write it. All the students have to write once the notes, and they have to be submitted at the end and hard copy. Writing the single time notes, you have to submit in the hard copy. And I request all of you to remain present for the lectures, and once you get added to the lecture, continue the lecture. 10 students are remaining. Initially more students were there. Out of 31 students, only 12-15 students are coming. Out of that, 10-8 students are remaining at till end. So please attend the classes. Okay. So let us stop here today, and tomorrow I will give the time at which lecture is to be conducted. Most probably we will conduct evening, and if it is not possible, if you are having tomorrow, day after tomorrow time, we will continue on the 15th. Okay. Let us see what happens. But we have to finish 1 unit. Okay. Of embedded also. Okay. Thank you. I will stop here for today. Thank you.